People often say that the Lion diet is too expensive and they couldn't afford to do it. Well, that right there was one of my free meals of the day, and that cost me £1.50. And I lived like that for a very long time. I just ate a packet and a half of minced beef like that, which you're looking at 20% fat. That's £2.99 in Tesco, in Aldi, most supermarkets. You can literally have a packet and a half of that, which is £4.50 per day, and you'll do really well off it. My health, I literally done that for a very long time. My health got better and better and better. So what I wanted to just show is how I put it together, really, because again, I've not seen anyone share this. It might be because it's so obvious, but it wasn't for me, because I started off trying to make it into balls and stuff like that, and it takes forever to cook, and I didn't want to spend forever. I wanted to have quick food, and I wanted something that wasn't going to aggravate my nerves too much, because the issue I had is this ulnar nerve was really painful in my left arm. Using my fingers would really aggravate that, and that would sometimes set off the other symptoms of really sensitive eyes and whatnot. So what you'll see is if you put it in like that, it's not going to cook properly, okay? It will burn on the outside and the middle will still be pretty much raw, which I don't think there's anything wrong with, but it doesn't taste very nice. It tastes a lot better like this. So if you just break it up, now you'll see how I'm breaking it up here. I never used to do it like that, and I should have shown it the other way, which is actually like that. You see what I'm doing there? Because when this was really bad, when I was still really suffering from it all, I couldn't move these left fingers in the way you're seeing me do right now without it really aggravating that nerve in my elbow, that ulnar nerve. So that rubbing it together, if you're dealing with that, that is a big, big tip for you right there. Do that, because it stops it pinching that nerve or whatever it is that's happening. And you'll see right now what I'm doing is I'm just trying to level it out, because if you've got bits that stick up a little, they will burn and the other bits won't cook as well. So just try and break it up and get it as level as you can, because this can actually be a really enjoyable meal if you do it right. So now we're just going to look at how to cook it in the air fryer. So top shelf, 220, 8 minutes. That's literally all it needs, and I would argue that's quicker than almost any fast food you could get, microwave meal, etc. And those things are full of rubbish. This is like the healthiest thing you could have. Your body knows that because of how good it feels after you eat it, when you eat this way. So now what I'm going to show you is another tip, again, especially if you have issues with neuropathy and whatnot. If you get a bit of kitchen paper, put it at the bottom of your plate there, and then put your air fryer liner on top of it, and then eat the mince out of the air fryer liner, you don't have to wash that plate up. So I didn't actually have to wash these plates. I would go through one plate a day, and if I'm honest with you, I would only use one fork a day as well, and I would just rinse it. And the plate, see the reason, and look how much salt I use, by the way. I knocked back the amount of salt quite a bit because I used to really overdo it. That is enough. And here's just a clip of me eating it, because some people like stuff like that. So you can see, you know, I've got the kitchen paper, the air fryer liner on top of it, the fork there, all of that liner and the kitchen paper just goes straight in the bin, and that plate is still clean, so you haven't got to wash it. Because I never used to have a dishwasher where I used to live, so I used to have to wash it by hand, and holding that plate is quite heavy, and that used to really hurt that nerve, and as I say, it would set off other symptoms and stuff. So that's a good tip for you there if you're suffering with that aspect of it. I know not all of you are, but I was. And then just to prove my point, you can just put the whole thing in the bin like that. Be careful with it, because the amount of times the fat dripped off all over the bin is beyond belief. And that's the plate. That is literally it. I did not clean it afterwards. It's still exactly the same. So you can just go ahead and use it in that exact same way for the rest of the day, and you'll be fine, like I was.